It's go time. It's go time.
Hello, hello. Reaper, can you hear me in chat? Awesome, great. All right, everybody who's joining in, we got Reaper in the chat, who's one of our players. Couldn't be making it today, but he is there in the chat supporting his team, which is always great to see. We got the final Overwatch match for the Garden State Esports Winter Series. Game 7 going to be Long Branch with a 2-4 record taking on Middletown South with 3-on-3 record. Awesome. So, yeah, Game 7, Long Branch taking on Middletown South. Looking at the two scorers, or the two teams on Long Branch, we got September, Treo Mochi, Night Train, Gelcraft, and Davi Ball. And then on the side of Middletown South, we got Ham Polo, OVR, Red Robinson, Middletown High School South Superfan, and Pumpernickel, which is a very delicious type of bread. Looking at some of the logistics of the match, Middletown is the home team, so they are going to be getting the first map pick for Control Point. Looks like it might be Ilios, just based off of the lobby setup that we have right now. Going to be a best-of-3 series. First team to take 2 maps. Long Branch going to be trying to fight for a 3-4 record to match Middletown South if they beat them, to also force them to go 3-4. And then if Long Branch does beat Middletown South today, they technically will be ranked above them because they have a similar record, but Long Branch does have a win over Middletown South. So this could be Long Branch's opportunity to climb up a little bit in the standings. In regards to a playoff run, might be difficult for Long Branch to get an Overwatch playoff showing just based off of their record so far compared to some of the leading teams in the division, being Barnegat and Matawan. Alright, looks like teams are looking to get squared up and readied up, so match should be starting momentarily. And looks like we are live. I'm going to go ahead and swap on over to the big screen, and we'll be able to watch some of the Overwatch action. All right, looks like we got a little bit of a delay. I think someone ended up stopping the the countdown. So just a few more minutes. For anyone who is following the Long Branch Green Wave Esports or are looking to compete in the coming spring season, which will be starting towards the beginning of March, we're going to have 2v2 Rocket League, 2v2 Smash Bros, and Valorant. So if you know anybody who might be interested in playing on the Green Wave Esports for any of those games, they'll be rolling out shortly. All right, looks like we're going to be getting the game started. Let's head on over to the big screen and get ready for some Ilios action. All right, going to Ilios. Looks like map 1 going to be going to the Well. Very notorious, very famous Overwatch map for having a pit of death in the center of the point. Great opportunity for characters with booping or displacement potential, such as Roadhog's hooks or Lucio's boops. Going to see if, oh wait, no, wait. Never mind, I think they switched it. Never mind, we're not playing on Well, we're playing on Lighthouse. Which does also have a bunch of pitfalls surrounding the map, so still an opportunity for some boops from Lucio's, which Long Branch is going to be on the Lucio. And it looks like we're going to be getting a little bit of like a divey, brawly team. We're going to see if Long Branch is going to make it happen. September going to be on his signature Winston. Ooh, looks like Middletown South is going to be playing a Doomfist. Looks like Gelcrap go on the flank here. Going to see if he can rattle some of their supports right there. Looks like Long Branch has a bit of a stronger positioning right here. Kind of keeping Middletown South just out. Looks like Winston, September, going to be looking to kind of put some pressure on that Genji, not going to be able to deflect that Tesla cannon. It looks like Long Branch has a very strong position, especially with September on the Winston, being able to kind of contest the high point right there, or the high ground. You kind of see, like, when Genji or whoever tries to go in, oh, it looks like Gelcrap is going to get picked, but Trey Mochi is going to be there for the res. He's going to be able to go back and peel for September to give him some healing, keep him in the fight. Great shield right there from September to find some cover. Looks like Pumpernickel with the Doomfist going to be getting some big kills with the punch. Looks like the first team fight is going to be going to Middletown South, but Long Branch was able to get first capture and rack up 34% on their capture progress. Ultimate's probably going to be coming online for both teams. Long Branch looks like got a couple ultimates still working, a lot of them towards still that 50% mark. September going to be going in for the dive. Long Branch, or September is going to be looking to kind of like jump on some of these targets, try to cut out some of the people. Looks like Long Branch trying to play slow. They're trying to find the key openings and opportunities that they're looking for. Oh, looks like Night Train gonna hold on. Looks like, unfortunately, Gelcrap's gonna get dove by the Tornado. Oh, looks like Long Branch might down 2. They are gonna bring 1 back in. Let's see if they're gonna be able to stay in this fight. Looks like Trey Mochi needs some assistance. And his teammate is going to come in for the Guardian Angel. He's gonna be back to the fight. Looks like some ultimates getting committed on the side of Middletown South. The Bat Wall. Ooh, the Valkyrie and Bradley gonna be committed. Middletown South now rounding the 60% mark. Long Branch gonna have some ultimates. Trey Mochi gonna try to use the Valkyrie to keep the teammates alive. Not really gonna find the value though, especially with Doomfist's punch get the stun and follow up elimination. Night Train might be able to find a big tire here. Oh, looks like kind of scooping around. September gonna be going in with the Primal. Gonna find 1. He's gonna find 2. Trey Mochi gonna be falling onto the point. Looks like going to be going for the res. That's going to be another man for Long Branch on the point. As Long Branch going to be taking the point. Middletown South going to be stopping at 95%. This might be a one-fight opportunity for them. Long Branch is going to have to hold on to this point until they can completely capture it. It's like Gilcraft trying to provide some pressure onto the high ground there. Great follow-up from his teammate, September. Jumping on with Nitranes. Oh, looks like the junk tire is going to be getting committed from Nitrane. Oh, unfortunately, it is going to be getting stopped, but Middletown South did have to peel to get away from that tire. It might give Long Branch some positioning advantage. Oh, looks like Trey Emoji is going to be getting dope in the back. Trying to commit some of the Zuzu to try to keep them up. Long Branch is going to have to try to contest as soon as possible. They're going to be getting the progress up to kind of match Middletown's progress, but they're only going to have a few seconds to touch. They're going to need to touch now. Unfortunately, after that team fight, just a little bit staggered. Long Branch not going to be able to get back to the point. Though, close round, both teams getting up to that 90% capture progress. Middletown South going to be taking round 1 on Ilios. So it looks like both teams kind of playing a little bit of kind of like a little bit of like a part brawl, part dive compositions.
Wanna see me run around the shuttle? Wanna see me do it again?
Looks like map 2 going to be going too well. Going to be some ample opportunities for some picks and boops. Looks like on the side of Long Branch, a couple changes here and there. They might have a little bit of extra pressure with Nitrane going on over to a Bastion. Gilcraft taking an angle. Gonna try and find that railgun shot. Bastion gonna be going in, trying to lay some pressure down. And with that, Soldier's going to be down Long Branch, now up a man. Winston going in, trying to find something. We try and tickle that Genji to death. That Genji dangerously low. September going to try and use this opportunity to get some cleave damage on a multiple. Oh, looks like that's going to be a pick for Ham Polo. Oh, they are going to commit the BAP wall. Going to see if they're going to be able to burn through more of Long Branch's teammates. September going to try and contest as much as can. Long Branch could be getting 23%.
Not so fast.
Oh, Genji going for the deflect. Going to have to watch out.
That feels much better.
Try to show Gilcraft doesn't accidentally railgun himself. Looks like the rally is going to be committed from Middletown South. I don't think they're going to find anything. September is in the back line, trying to cause as much dangerous commotion as he can. He's going to commit the primal. Going to see Gilcraft going to find one with his railgun. And the rally getting committed by Daviball, or the Katsuni Rush. Long Branch needs to at least capture this point to start to swing the fight over to their favor, and they are going to find it. That's going to be a pick for Gilcraft. Middletown South going to be down in DPS in this fight. Looks like the Meteor Strike going to be coming in from Doomfist. Oh, Genji going to be putting all the pressure onto that Bastion. Oh, looks like, unfortunately, September going to be getting pooped into the well by the Brigitte Flare. Gilcraft might be the last one for Long Branch, and he's going to try and back out and get out of there. And Daviball going to be using Kiriko's TP to get out of danger to regroup with the rest of his team. Long Branch should have 3 ultimates to play with here in this fight. Though I know Middletown South is holding on to that Genji blade. Oh, put some pressure onto that Reaper. Reaper gonna be getting out. Not gonna be able to withstand all of Long Branch's team together. Progress is gonna be rounding the 80% mark. Unfortunately, Nitrane's gonna be getting slammed by the Vita. Coalescence is gonna be getting committed, but he's gonna be getting shot down. This Brigida is holding Middletown South together. Looks like some ultimates getting committed from both sides as the countdown comes down. And Long Branch not gonna be able to make it back to the point. Middletown South gonna be taking map number 1, 220. And Middletown South's tank player Pumpernickel gonna be getting play of the game on the Doomfist. You see right there with the powerful punch, gonna be knocking 2 people off the map with the knockback. Gonna be cleaning up for a pretty solid triple kill on the Doomfist. All right, looking at game number 1, some good back and forth, some good neutral games coming out from both teams. I think Middletown South just kind of like nudging kind of like Long Branch out with a lot of key eliminations coming through, especially in that last fight. Middletown South Superfan getting a huge plays on the Brigida with like the whip shot, finding some low HP targets and getting some confirmed limbs to kind of like tilt the number games into Middletown's favor. Long Branch might need to kind of like maybe try to kind of like look to kind of like hunker down and cover some of their players, especially kind of like Nitrate and kind of like on that Bastion. I felt like that there were like some of like the dive potential from Middletown South, especially kind of coming from like kind of like Doomfist and the Genji, just finding a lot of value playing into Long Branch. Looks like map number 2, Long Branch going to be getting map pick, going to be going to Kings Row for Escort. I think going into this next match, I think Long Branch is just going to have to kind of like look to kind of like get a little bit more kind of like coverage, kind of like some more like defensive play and peeling out for their teams. And I think also they're just going to have to kind of like really kind of like double down and kind of like jump onto some of these kind of like kill confirms. I feel like kind of like looking into those team fights. September trying to dive in and get as much deal as much damage and whatnot as he can with like Winston, and being able to kind of cleave and kill multiple. Oh, don't worry about that. But you can kind of see like in a lot of those fights, Genji and Baptiste on the side of Middletown South kind of like just narrowly getting away with like just like a few like 10 to like 20 HP. Long Branch gonna have to try to find those key limbs so that they can push fights into their favor and clean up and solidify a lot of these eliminations and team fights. All right, let's swap on over to the big screen.
Who's there? Atch. Atch who?
Looks like Long Branch going to be attacking first. Looks like Long Branch going to be going on with a very sound Reinhardt Brawl composition. It looks like Middletown South is going to be running a Jungle Queen. Anime as well. Oh, that's going to be a big pick for Long Branch. This is going to be the green light for them to go in, especially since both teams don't have a Mercy. They're not going to have the Reds. September trying to get kept up by both of his teams. A lot of damage and a lot of healing being exchanged on both sides. That Junker Queen's dangerously low. September going to be going in. Both tanks going to be getting traded in that exchange. Oh, looks like a lot of Middletown South players are down or low on HP. Long Branch, looks like everyone's trying to reposition kind of like around the choke. They're going to be getting the pick on the Mercy. This is going to be Long Branch's opportunity. And they are going to be finding some capture on this point. September going in, trying to make some space, trying to give his team all the coverage they need to capture the point. And it looks like he's going to be getting plenty of heals and back up from the Baptiste, from Treo Mochi in the back line. And Long Branch is going to be holding it out on that choke. Bye, Josh. Oh, looks like, unfortunately, Gelcraft is going to be getting cleaved up with the Junker Queen axe. Though Long Branch is going to have a little bit of time here as the payload starts to move through this first primary choke of checkpoint 2. Oh, I can hear a soldier's footsteps pattering around. Looks like Davi Ball is on the case. He's taking this 1v1. And Gelcraft gonna be turning around, getting a snipe on the icicle. Ooh, there's a headshot right there onto the May. Ooh, big ultimates. Long Branch made a lot of ultimates to keep himself in that fight and trying to negate some of that rampage. That's gonna be a support down to Middletown South. Ooh, looks like September is gonna be getting kind of stuck up there, gonna be getting walled off by the opposing May. Looks like Long Branch, ooh, they're gonna be trying to get rid of this pumpernickel. Long Branch trying to brawl here, but it looks like unfortunately they are going to be getting picked off. So September might be able to come back at the right time to take on this Junker Queen. Now it looks like the Middletown South is going to be able to stabilize. Long Branch going to look to group together and go back in for another full team fight. Looks like Long Branch does have 3 ultimates to play with. Going to see if they're going to be able to open an opportunity. Looks like they have both their DPS ultimates, a Blizzard and a Junk Tire. Could be devastating. The freeze could be getting committed. It looks like the Immortality Field is going to be getting dropped. Oh, unfortunately, Long Branch, they got a few freezes there, but a Baptiste Immortality Field is going to keep up most of Long Branch's, or is going to keep up most of Middletown's players. Long Branch, fortunately, only committed one of their ultimates into that. That was a pretty good hold right there from Middletown South. Gonna be, oh, looks like he's gonna get the slam through the payload. Gonna be getting up a lot of damage with this fire strike. Ooh, he's gonna be going for the pin, putting the pressure onto the Junker Queen. And they are gonna remove the Junker Queen, but the Rampage, the Rampage is gonna find a render some targets with, or some Long Branch players without the ability to heal, but it looks like Long Branch is going to be able to sustain themselves through, and it looks like they are going to want to try and clean up as much of Middletown's players as they can. Oh, that's going to be a successful pin, but looks like the icicle is going to save for the pin, but Long Branch is going to be able to follow up and stagger some of those remaining Middletown players. The second payload, or the payload is approaching the second checkpoint. Long Branch going to be able to net a couple extra time on the clock. Going to see if they're going to try and contest here. Middletown is going for the contest. September does find a key pick. Oh, that's going to be a big wall for Gelcraft. He's going to keep a lot of Middletown's players cut off. Is going to allow Long Branch to kind of solo and kind of like target some of Middletown's players. And Long Branch is going to find exactly what they're looking for. They now have checkpoint 2. Going to be working their way towards checkpoint 3. Going to try and complete the map. Night Train is going to be taking this high position. Going to be getting the ricochet shot onto the soldier. Long Branch is now up 1 person. Oh, that's going to be a dink right there for Gelcraft. Landed them headshots. And here comes the Earth Shatter. Looks like lots of bolts being exchanged on both sides. The Junk Tire is coming in. Unfortunately, it's going to be eliminated. And the freeze is going to be getting committed. September going to be trying to shield and give some cover for some of his teammates. looks like a back and forth brawl and exchange of ultimates, though Middletown South is going to be able to hold the line. Longbranch is going to try and back up and regroup for a push.
Over there. Don't think the payload going to push itself.
Longbranch dumping some of their ultimates into that fight. Same for the side of Middletown South. Trailmochi does have his Baptiste Ball, though, or his Amplification Matrix. Here comes the Amplification Matrix! Trailmochi himself are going to get picked, but that is an exchange. Longbranch is going to be up 1. It's going to be a 3-4 right now. Make that a 3-3. Oh, looks like some off-angling DPS from Ham Polo is going to put Longbranch on the back foot. Oh, Longbranch desperately scrambling, trying to keep September up. Not going to find it, though. Longbranch now has a minute on the clock to make something happen. That's going to be a gnarly shatter coming in from September, and they're going to find 2. Dangerously low, they're going to find 3. September going to be charging in, going to try and clear up as much space. Looks like there is an enemy Moira in the back line, though. Going to try and contest capture progress. Night Train trying to provide some covering fire. Longbranch needs to try and keep all their teammates up. The Vitality Field, go try and keep them up. Oh, and Longbranch is going to just narrowly going to be able to finish. I think right there, off of some of Longbranch's early picks in that fight, I don't think Middletown South's respawns were able to get the reinforcements in there to touch in time. Longbranch going to be able to complete their King's Row attack with at least 13 seconds left on the clock. In these hybrid maps, if both teams complete, but one team doesn't complete without time, would mean that the team that doesn't complete with time would be forced to play for a draw. Longbranch being able to complete, even with just a few seconds on the clock, is going to keep them from having to play for a draw. So you know, finishing with a couple seconds on the board, but finishing with a couple seconds is better than finishing with no time. So they do have that. And of course, Longbranch is going to be going on the defense now, so they always have the opportunity to hold Middletown South on defense, or they're at least going to have to try and try to run the clock as much as they can for Middletown. Looks like Longbranch is going to be holding
Do you want a bandage for that?
pretty similar composition.
Do you want a bandage for that?
Close quarters, Reinhardt Brawl comp. Well, looks like I think Superfan's going back over to the Brigida. That's going to be a very key pick that they're going to look out for. I did not see Middletown's players, but I think they did have a Bastion. They have a Bastion and a Doomfist. I know Doomfist can sometimes be a good match. Doomfist and Bastion can be a good matchup for Reinhardt, so we're going to see if Longbranch is going to be up for the task. The Maywall going to be cutting some of Middletown's players, but Longbranch not going to be in a position to put any pressure. Oh, Longbranch got some weak players. Looks like Trey Mochi getting caught out of position there. Longbranch needs to. Ooh, looks like that's going to be a few eliminations coming in from Middletown South. Longbranch is going to need to get out. The capture progress for checkpoint 1 is going to be cranking up. Longbranch, I don't think is going to be able to contest. Right now, Middletown South is going to be starting their attack run, approaching checkpoint 2 with a very solid 5 minutes in the time bank. Longbranch is going to have to hunker down and put an end to this attack run. Middletown South is already going to be looking at some good progress. Oh wow, that was crazy. The Rhine pin didn't catch. Looks like Bastion gonna be getting a double kill. Looks like September is gonna be trying to commit his ultimate. He's gonna try with the with the nano committed on him, he's going to try and get as much value as he can out of it. It looks like he's going to get an limb, but he's not going to be able to do much more with that. Middletown South is going to continue to move that payload towards checkpoint 2.
Sojourn en route.
Looks like September going to be opted to go for a bit more of a damage dealing character going to the jungle queen. Going to be looking for more kind of like sustain and fighting. Looks like Long Range is going to jump onto it, going to try and find it. The Middletown South going to be using their junk tire and meteor strike. Going to be completely shutting down Long Branch's defense right there with combining those ultimates. Not even the Batmati's, Trailmochi's immortality field is going to be able to sustain themselves through all that damage. Oh, looks like we got a Doomfist. And it looks like the payload is going to be rounding the final corner here. Long Branch is going to have to try and hold here. Looks like we got some dueling Junkrats around the high ground. Oh, looks like the tire is going to be destroyed. That is going to be a powerful ultimate Long Branch is no longer going to be able to use.
My gift to you.
Davivol trying to keep some of his teammates up into this fight. The Zuzu going to try and keep him alive with combined with the immortality field. September going to be going in with the rampage. So many people are going to be low. Going to be finding 2. Make that 3. Long Branch defense is going to be getting a little bit of a break here. Finally going to be able to get a bit of a hold here. Middletown South still has 4 minutes and some change on the board. I know that this final hold can definitely be a good opportunity, a good position for Long Branch to hold, but Middletown South might be trying to bank and hold on to ultimates here, so Long Branch might have to try and outplay some of these ultimates when they get called in. September watching that Bastion. They know that he's going to be able to provide so much pressure with the turret formation. You kind of see they're also trying to play around this Doomfist. Looks like Katsuni Rush is going to be coming in. Long Branch is going to have to find some key eliminations here to stay into this fight. Trailmochi trying desperately to tackle this Brigida in the back line. He does get eliminated. He's going to be committing the rally so he can try and battle this out. Gelcraft is going to be able to shut it down. The Long Branch is going to be able to hold, and that is going to be a powerful ultimate gone from Middletown's arsenal. Long Branch chewing up as much time as it can from Middletown South. Middletown South now has 3 minutes left on the clock. And Gelcraft's going to be getting a big pick onto the Junkrat. It's going to be a lot of damage gone from the side. Oh, September's trying to go try and get some help from that axe. Middletown South's going to be throwing in all the AoE ultimates, and it's going to be finding Trailmochi. All right, Middletown South going to be winning the fight. Long Branch needs to get back to the point as fast as they can. Oh, September going to be getting eliminated. Long Branch needs to touch. Jumping on the point one after another as their spawns come in. Middletown South going to be completing their King's Row attack as well.
Switching sides.
Now, since Long Branch was able to also complete their attack run with some time, they are going to be able to get a chance to attack again as well. With the clock, with Long Branch is going to be getting a minute for their attack time. Middletown South is going to be getting 3 minutes. Long Branch has the lesser of the time, so they are going to be attacking first.
We're here to be heard.
Long Branch is going to need to find some early success in this fight. Sometimes when these escort maps go into overtime, it can be fairly difficult for the team that has 1 minute. Because typically if the defensive team holds them on the first attack push, they're going to be able to get like their ultimates and such a lot faster, and you know they're going to be able to shut down whatever time is left. So Long Branch is going to have to whatever they do, whether if they lose the first team fight or snowball and take a commanding lead on the first team fight, they need to decisively and quickly make some magic happen here. Playing into that Doomfist once again. And the Bastion. Right now, Long Branch going to have to try and play into this Mei and Bastion, so they're going to be playing a little bit. Oh, Doomfist is going to be getting some big picks. Long Branch, like I said, Long Branch is probably going to have to back out as fast as they possibly can, so that they have a full team to go back in. They're going to have 30 seconds left. They're going to be waiting on some respawns.
30 seconds remaining.
They're going to need to muscle their way into this Mei and Bastion composition. Oh, never mind. They have a Symmetra. That might be even deadlier with some of the turrets they're going to be able to find waiting for them. Treo Mochi holding on. September trying to muscle his way onto the point as Ramatra. The rest of his team is going to have to come in and try to get some key picks. That's going to be 2 down for Long Branch. That's going to be 3. Night Train holding on for dear life. Frozen on the point. September is going to be trying to go onto Doomfist, trying to muscle his way into the back line. Getting some slams, getting some damage done. But no, with the Amplification Matrix, Middletown South is going to be able to hold Long Branch, not getting any capture progress on their second attack run.
Score 3-3.
Now Long Branch is going to be battling it out for a draw. Long Branch not able to get any capture progress is going to have to try and keep Middletown South from getting 33% if they want to force the draw and extend the series. Though Middletown South is going to have the luxury of having an additional 2 minutes into their attack run, it's going to allow them some more opportunity to kind of like get their ultimates. Though just looking at kind of like the results from their first attack push, Long Branch is going to have to find some openings here, because in their previous attack run, Middletown South was able to very quickly run over Long Branch's defense.
I've got reservations at a fantastic restaurant.
Long Branch is going to be opting out for
I'm not too sure
more of like a long-range poke composition.
By any chance,
Going to see if they're going to be able to play against what Middletown South is going to throw at them.
He might just be.
Either Middletown South is going to take the series, or Long Branch is going to prolong the match with a draw, or prolong the series with a draw.
Attackers incoming.
Enemy vector calculated.
Got Brigida going around on the high ground. They're going to try and get around.
Enemy appeared.
Looks like Doomfist is going around, going to try and take out some of Long Branch's backline. Oh, that Bastion is desperately low. Long Branch needs to find an elimination. They're going to try and cut off the Doomfist. Their mortality field's got to go. Gelcraft is going to get picked. Long Branch fighting a 4v5 match. They need to find a pick soon. They do find one on the Brigida. They got to get this Doomfist. They got to remove the tank, remove some of the staying power. Treo Mochi doing all he can to keep his team up. Oh, unfortunately, Long Branch is going to be losing September. They're going to have to try and scramble and hold as best they can. The capture progress is going to start to be getting cranked up, and I think that might be the end for Long Branch. Middletown South going to be taking this series 2-0 and taking the map 4-3.
Play of the game.
Once again, Pumpernickel on the Doomfist will be getting play of the game. You guys see right here, Doomfist's punch getting a very solid multi-contact stun right there. And follow up with the slam. It's going to be finding a great multi-kill for Middletown South. And just going through the score, looks like Middletown South. Oh, I forgot to update the score on the first one. So Middletown South is going to be closing this series out 2-0. So Long Branch going to be completing their Overwatch series 2-5. So pretty exciting series overall. Got some good matchups. Got some wins over Manasquan and Raritan this season. I know last season was a little difficult for the Long Branch Overwatch team, not finding any wins. So getting some wins this season is definitely an improvement, though. And you know, we're gonna see what the Overwatch team will be able to dish out in the next season. See if we're gonna be able to make some improvements. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for coming out and supporting the Overwatch Green Wave Esports team. Had a pretty fun season so far. Going to be closing it out 2-5. And that's also going to be a little bit of a hiatus from our matches and streaming until the spring season starts in the beginning of March. Going to have 2v2 Rocket League, 2v2 Smash Bros, and Valorant to look forward to. We're going to see what students we're going to have coming out and try out for those teams. We're going to see which ones are going to be able to field. I think we're definitely going to be having a Rocket League and a Smash Bros team. We're going to see if we're going to be able to field the Valorant team this season. Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for coming out and supporting us for this season. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll be sure to post on our social media and stuff when the spring season is underway.